Ilya Topuria has finally broken his silence regarding his UFC future, addressing growing speculation surrounding his absence from competition and the delay in his next title defense. In recent weeks, fans and analysts have questioned when the lightweight champion would return to the octagon, especially as major fights were being scheduled without his involvement. The situation escalated when it was announced that Justin Gaethje and Paddy Pimblett would compete for an interim lightweight title at UFC 324. Many expected Topuria to headline one of the UFC's biggest upcoming cards given his rising star power and championship status. However, rumors soon began circulating that personal matters were preventing him from competing. Speaking recently in Spanish with Carlos Contreras Legaspi, the Spain-based champion addressed the situation directly. Topuria explained that he is currently dealing with personal and family issues and does not have a clear timeline for resolution. He emphasized that his priority at this stage is the well-being of his family, his children, and himself. Once everything is resolved, he made it clear that he fully intends to return to the octagon and give fans the performances they expect from him. Topuria was also asked whether he would attend UFC 324 in Las Vegas. He said discussions are ongoing and that a final decision has not yet been made, but he hopes to be there if possible. With it appearing unlikely that Topuria will fight in the first quarter of 2026, speculation has shifted toward a potential summer return. Some have even suggested he could be forced to vacate the title if his absence continues. Paddy Pimblett recently commented on the situation, acknowledging Topuria's family struggles and wishing him well. When those comments were relayed to the champion, Topuria responded respectfully, describing Pimblett as an entertaining fighter who has done a great job building his career. While acknowledging past disagreements, Topuria emphasized mutual respect, particularly when it comes to family matters, and noted that what happens inside the octagon is what truly excites fans. Regarding the interim title fight, Topuria expressed full support for the UFC's decision. He explained that the promotion was aware he could not compete in January and that an interim belt made sense under the circumstances. He stated that both Pimblett and Gaethje deserve the opportunity. Finally, Topuria addressed the possibility of facing Justin Gaethje in the future, including on a potential White House card. While he hinted that the UFC has other plans he cannot yet reveal, he admitted that a fight with Gaethje would be extremely exciting. For now, Topuria remains focused on resolving his personal situation, confident that his return will come at the right time. Ilya Topuria has released a serious public statement addressing shocking allegations made against him, claiming that he is currently the target of blackmail involving false accusations of domestic violence. The situation comes amid recent rumors surrounding his personal life and has added further clarity to why the UFC champion has temporarily stepped away from competition. According to Topuria, his decision to pause his title defense was not taken lightly. He explained that when circumstances arise that threaten personal integrity, family stability, and professional reputation, they must be confronted directly. He revealed that over recent months, he has been subjected to intense and unacceptable pressure, including threats that false allegations would be made public unless financial demands were met. Topuria firmly denied the claims, stating that the accusations are completely unfounded. He emphasized that truth is determined by evidence, not public opinion. To support his position, he explained that all relevant material has been preserved and documented, including audio recordings, written communications, witness statements, and video evidence. According to Topuria, this information has already been submitted to the appropriate judicial authorities. He further stated that legal action is underway for attempted extortion, falsification of evidence, misappropriation of funds, threats, and violations involving personal property. Topuria explained that his initial choice to remain silent was made solely to protect his children, whom he described as the most important part of his life. However, he acknowledged that silence in such situations can allow false narratives to grow and distort the truth. By speaking out now, Topuria said his intention is not only to protect himself and his family, but also to demonstrate that no individual should be forced to submit to intimidation, manipulation, or fear. He noted that many people have faced similar situations in the past, and that time, and again the legal system, has ultimately clarified the facts. Topuria stated that those who truly know him can attest that he has never engaged in violence of any kind. He described his life and career as being guided by discipline, respect, and integrity. He expressed full confidence in the judicial process and said he will allow the legal system to determine the facts based strictly on evidence. Out of respect for his children and the ongoing legal proceedings, Topuria concluded by saying he will not make any further public statements on the matter. He asked that speculation be avoided and that his family's privacy be respected during this sensitive time, stressing that truth does not require volume, only facts. The idea of Kamaru Usman facing Islam Makhachev has drawn mixed reactions across the MMA community, with many questioning whether the former welterweight champion could realistically compete with the dominant lightweight king. Despite the skepticism, Usman's longtime friend and former UFC double champion Henry Cejudo recently explained why he believes the matchup would be far more competitive than critics expect. With Makhachev openly expressing interest in fighting Usman and given Usman's legacy as one of the greatest welterweights of all time, the UFC booking such a fight is not outside the realm of possibility. Still, detractors point to Usman's recent record, noting that he has secured just one win since 2021. Even so, Cejudo believes styles make fights, and stylistically he feels Usman matches up well with Makhachev. Speaking to Red Corner MMA, Cejudo explained that Usman has the wrestling pedigree and physical strength to potentially neutralize Makhachev's takedowns. According to Cejudo, if Usman can keep the fight standing, it may only take one clean punch to change the entire dynamic of the contest. He pointed out that Makhachev has been hurt before in his career and reminded fans that unseen strikes are often the ones that end fights in mixed martial arts. Cejudo also highlighted Usman's speed, power, and championship experience as major factors in his favor. However, he was careful not to overlook Makhachev's elite skill set. He praised the lightweight champion's well-rounded game, emphasizing his ability to strike, wrestle, level change, and defend effectively in all phases of the fight, while acknowledging that Makhachev would likely be the betting favorite. Cejudo stressed that counting out Usman would be a mistake. In his view, if anyone has the tools and mentality to challenge Makhachev, it is the Nigerian Nightmare. From a technical standpoint, the argument for Usman is understandable. He is a high-level wrestler with proven durability, dangerous hands, and extensive experience in 5-round championship fights. He also pushed Khamzat Chimaev to a decision in 2023, demonstrating that he can still compete with elite opposition. However, questions remain about whether he deserves a title opportunity, particularly in a division filled with rising contenders such as Shavkat Rakhmonov, Michael Morales, and Ian Machado Gary. Ultimately, while the matchup may be controversial, it presents an intriguing stylistic clash between two accomplished champions. Whether or not it should happen remains up for debate, but the belief that Kamaru Usman could give Islam Makhachev a competitive fight is not without merit. Paddy Pimblett recently reflected on events following UFC Qatar, opening up about a brief run-in with Arman Tsarukyan and sharing his thoughts on Ilya Topuria, his expected return, and the evolving lightweight title picture. Speaking in an interview shortly after the event, Pimblett offered insight into his mindset as he prepares for his upcoming interim title fight and looks ahead to potential future matchups. According to Pimblett, Ilya Topuria's return to competition is likely targeted for late spring or summer as the champion continues to prioritize personal matters. Pimblett said he genuinely wishes Topuria well and understands the circumstance, but made it clear that his ultimate goal remains the same. His focus is on eventually facing Topuria inside the octagon. He described that matchup as the fight he wants more than any other, believes it is inevitable if both continue on their current paths. Pimblett also acknowledged that if Topuria is unable to return by June or July, there is a possibility the belt could be vacated, which would further shake up an already competitive lightweight division. Looking ahead to his own immediate future, Pimblett expressed strong confidence going into his interim title fight against Justin Gaethje at UFC 324. He stated that he is preparing a detailed and disciplined game plan, believing he can control the fight and dictate the pace. Pimblett suggested that he does not expect the bout to extend beyond the third round, emphasizing his belief in his preparation and strategic approach. On the rivalry side, Pimblett admitted that his view of Topuria has changed over time. When their tension first began, he did not take Topuria seriously and assumed he was simply seeking attention. However, after watching his performances and rise, Pimblett now openly acknowledges Topuria as a legitimate and dangerous fighter. While competitive tension remains, he spoke with a noticeable level of respect for the champion's ability inside the cage. That respect did not extend to Arman Tsarukyan. Pimblett described a brief encounter at UFC Qatar, explaining that there was some interaction involving Tsarukyan and his entourage, though it never escalated beyond words and gestures. Pimblett criticized Tsarukyan's recent behavior and decision, stating that he believes Tsarukyan has hurt his own position through his actions. He pointed to incidents surrounding a withdrawn title opportunity confrontation outside the cage and what he views as inflated confidence following recent wins. Brandon Royval has released a statement following a tough loss at UFC 112, reassuring fans that he is healthy and ready to move forward despite the disappointing result. The flyweight contender endured a difficult night in the octagon, suffering a first-round stoppage loss in the main event against the dangerous Manel Cup. Royval was dropped by a heavy barrage of punches early in the opening round, forcing the referee to step in and stopped the contest just over 3 minutes into the fight. While the loss was a setback, Royval took to social media shortly afterward to provide an update on his condition. He thanked fans and supporters for checking on him, acknowledged the frustration of the defeat, and confirmed that his health is fine. He emphasized that setbacks are part of the sport and made it clear that he intends to return and compete again. The loss marked Royval's second straight defeat as he entered the event, coming off a decision loss to current flyweight champion Joshua Van. Despite the recent results, Royval has remained a consistent presence near the top of the flyweight division and is widely respected for his durability, pace, and willingness to face elite competition. What comes next for him remains to be seen, but his message suggested a determined mindset rather than discouragement. Meanwhile, Manel Kape wasted no time shifting focus toward the title picture. Following his impressive win, Kape made it clear that he has his sights set on champion Joshua Van. Speaking to the media, Kape expressed strong confidence in his abilities, stating that he has been thinking about a matchup with Van for a long time. He claimed that while Van has dangerous hands, he believes his own patience, timing, and power would allow him to dominate the fight, even predicting a potential first-round knockout if Van makes a mistake. Kape's comments quickly drew a response from the champion. Joshua Van took to social media and publicly welcomed the challenge, calling out Kape directly and dismissing the trash talk as meaningless. With the UFC scheduled to host an event in Houston, Texas on February 21, speculation immediately followed about a potential flyweight title fight. However, with that card already headlined by a middleweight bout between Sean Strickland and Anthony Hernandez, it appears unlikely that a championship fight will be added at this time. There is also uncertainty surrounding when former champion Alexander Pantoja will be cleared to return following his injury at UFC 323. While initial concerns suggested a lengthy recovery, Pantoja has since indicated that his time away from competition may not be as long as expected. As the flyweight division continues to evolve, both Royval's next move and the future title picture remain closely watched.